Alright. In JJS, Higuruma is finally gonna be reworked. He's actually gonna be, I guess, somewhat skill-based. Be more, what's the word? He's gonna be more aggressive. Yeah. He's gonna be more aggressive, and that's pretty much it. And they're gonna change his first, third, and fourth move. So, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do anything for the ult, because his ult is already pretty broken. And I guess I'll just tell you how Higuruma works right now, and then after the update, I'll try to do another tutorial. Alright, we got our M1s. They're pretty normal. There's a double hit feature with it. We have our R special, where it just throws a gavel at them. Now, okay. Now, if I click R again, I go towards them. This is going to be changed also, the R special. Alright, we're going to move on to extended swings. Alright, this is what extended swings looks like. It slams them down the ground. That's pretty much it. But this has a feature where if the opponent is blocking, you can click R and it sweeps underneath them for combo extending. If you get that glass break effect, then that's the combo extend. Alright, we're gonna move on to just a serve, which is just a big old gavel. Alright, this is what extended swings looks like. It slams them down the ground. That's pretty much it. But this has a feature where if the opponent is blocking, you can click R and it sweeps underneath them for combo extending. If you get that glass break effect, then that's the combo extend. Alright, we're gonna move on to just a serve, which is just a big old gavel. That's pretty much it. Now, if they're blocking, combo extend. Alright, Judgment's reach. Pretty normal, right? Alright. Judgment's reach if they're blocking. That's pretty much it. But if you see this front thing at the very bottom. Now that actually does mean something. If they're turning backwards, Judgment reach doesn't go through them. No matter what. Alright. There's an aerial variant for this move, so if you do just a serve or whirling strikes into Judgment's reach, it does the air variant. So let me try that again. 2, spam 3, then just slam them into the ground. Alright, we're gonna move on to 4. I'm gonna move on to 4. Just this, and you know, I can do this. Pretty boring move. If they're blocking and you somehow get behind them, this is a true ragdoll, they can't evasive out of it. That's pretty much it. Just this, and you know, I can do this. Pretty boring move. If they're blocking and you somehow get behind them, this is a true ragdoll, they can't evasive out of it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty boring. I don't like this moveset that much. The only thing I like about this moveset is the ult, which they reworked a little bit. This is just visually. Alright, let's move on to this. Okay. To move on to something that he has for this ult. Basically, some of his moves... Wait, no. 1, 3, and 4 takes limbs. Alright? So we're gonna do execution real quick. It takes a limb. If they lose 2 of their limbs, they're susceptible to a one shot. So do execution again, then do execution again, and they're dead. Alright, hold on. Alright, we're gonna move on to Final Judgment. This is by far a hard move to hit. Before I start it, if you can cancel it, alright? If you just tap it again, but it's gonna go on cooldown, which is stupid. Alright, now you have to do a quick time event. Well, not quick time event. You have to do a mini game. And it one shots if you win. If you don't, they just take a little bit of damage. Alright, let's move on to 3. 3 also takes limbs. You know, all of that. One shots if you do 3 of them. Like that. Alright, if they're blocking, you can use twice and it breaks block. Now they just leave it if you don't use twice. Alright, that's pretty much it for that. Let's move on to triple sentence. Triple sentence. Alright, you gotta be pretty far away for this move. You have to use it 3 times. If you hit all of it, it does a one shot. Alright. R special, this domain amplification counters everything, including domains. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, that's pretty much it.